Mr. Chris King is our guest speaker. He's a regional director. He's a fire captain. They cut his pay by $5,000 per month. Let me say that again. Let it sink in. How would you feel if your pay got cut $5,000 a month and you're running a building, saving lives as a fire captain? That just shows you how some of our cities and states don't respect the people that work for them. I know you guys heard about the officers in New York that got jumped, so it's just sad where we're going today. But he's a regional director in ACN. He came out of the convention, something I will never forget. He came out of the convention. Well, before I talk about coming out of the convention, his wife, his girlfriend showed them the opportunity of ACN. They saw it. They got started, made sense. And they've been at it for 8+ years. I think I'm 8 or 9 years, I think it is. And one of the things that I was impressed with, and I'll take to my grave, he came out of the convention in Charlotte, North Carolina, and he was so disappointed. He says, you know what? I'm not coming back here with the same level of pen, and I'm going to bury it under a tree. You hear what I'm saying, Ms. Sharon? He buried it under a tree. Sam Foster, he buried it under a tree. Sharon Edwards, he buried it under a tree. Vowed, listen to this, made a commitment. What is a commitment? What is a vow? Commitment and vow is the same. He made a commitment not to come back next convention with the same level of pen on. Man, if we could adopt that, but we'll all be off the Richter scale with our income. And he decided, he looked at his lovely wife's eyes, said, we're not coming back to the next convention with the same pen. Not going to do it. And he made a decision. That's right, Mr. Rep. He made a decision to get to the next level. Write this down if you're taking notes. No matter what it took, above board, but no matter what it took. Isn't that a great thing to live by, no matter what it took? So, man, I got a lot out of that. To me, that blessed my socks off. So without further ado, all the way from Fresno, California, he's a great father. He's a great husband. He's a great grandpa, because he's always talking about grandpa. Without further ado, can we give a warm welcome to Regional Director, Mr. Chris King.
Hi, guys. Welcome to the call. I want to give a big shout out to Big Ed. I see Big Ed's on the call here, so glad to see you on here, Ed. Other than that, guys, it's my first call of the month. We got 3 more coming. So here's the thing. I'm going to keep it simple. It is 2024. I am another year older, but it doesn't matter. We got the whole year kicking off. We basically got the whole year in front of us still. We're in the 5th of February. So let me ask you guys and be honest with yourselves, because I had to, we all need to be honest with ourselves and ask ourselves these same questions. I'm not just speaking to you guys. I speak to me when I do this. So what are you focusing on to build your business in 2024? All right. Where's your focus at? Mr. Thomas talked a little about focus. The words that he's got for the month is going to pay out. Is going to play out to be huge. So pay attention to where he's going with that. And he's not going to steer you wrong, guys. Remember, when you build a team, the more success you create in your team, the bigger your check gets. So it's a bonus for both of us. Okay. So anyway, here's a few things that will help you guys get things moving in the right direction. And it's not that we forget them, but it's that what's upon us. We all know with the economy and everything today, and who was it? Was it Google today? I saw it on social media on WhatsApp. Google, I think 12,000 jobs. So you start looking at these companies cutting people of that magnitude. We're sitting in a position right now of a sweet spot, so to speak. So what are we doing? So a few things. So here's a question for you guys. Here's a question for me. It says, are we building our personal brand? Some are, some not, maybe not. Some people think they don't have the time. Some people think they don't have the money. They think it's that fear of the unknown. And here's the thing though. This is gigantic in this day and age. There's kids making 6 figures a month because they branded themselves. The biggest shocker to me was the other day, it's been a while, is my grandson was over and he's like, Papa, can I watch some YouTube? I go, I don't see a harm in that. We're not, we'll watch some YouTube. So he turns on YouTube. He goes, oh, this one right here, this one right here. So, okay, I type it all in and we start watching it. And I pay attention because I want to make sure he's not getting fed the wrong stuff. Okay, we'll just call it the crap. And there was a guy, because it was male voice, they never showed his face, and I'm going to use this pen as the truck he had. And he had dirt on his table and these little mountains and rocks. And the guy sat there, little water puddle. He was going through, oh, my truck's dirty. So he took it over and he sprayed it down with this little thing. My grandson sat there and watched. But then I started looking at the followers. He's branded himself as this, I don't even know what you call it. And he's getting paid because of his brand. So where you guys see the what you have access to, are you branding yourself? This is gigantic. But here's the thing. You are what you believe. So if you believe you can do this, you can. If you believe you can't, you can't. So make your decision, guys, because you can do it. It's simple. You're going to have to do a little reading. You're going to have to watch some videos, but this is stuff you do around your time. But it's super smart to brand yourself, guys, because if you noticed, all the big boys are doing it nowadays. You guys remember Cowboy? Have you guys seen Cowboy on social media? He just sits there. The fire's going in the background. He's got a campfire going. He's out on his property, and he's talking about. Excuse me. He's talking about what to do with the business. He just shows his little ID card for health insurance. Right. And then he talks about if you get 10, if you get 20, if you get this, you get that. It starts talking about, he just keeps it simple. Cowboys Efren Tejada has done it. I've even seen, let me see if I can think of his name, Mr. Thomas starting to brand himself because he sees how big this is. If this is all about copy and paste, why wouldn't we copy what our leader is doing and follow him and paste it in our own story with our own stories? So everybody's doing it. Don't wait till you're SVP. Learn it and put it into action. It doesn't take much, but it demands a start. I'll show you how easy it is. A guy who used to work for me way back in the day, sorry, just started taking his phone wherever he is, and he'll be driving, and he starts talking to him. Hey guys, welcome, good to see you on the call. He just started with basics. Now he's got people following him, listen to what his story is each day, and it's just crazy. So guys, you have the opportunity to build a business because you're going to get people to see what you're doing, to see who you are, to watch what you're doing, and they're going to ask, how can I do that? Mr. Thomas is going to start having people reach out to him because why wouldn't he? He's got 30 years experience in talking about the business. Little things. And it's going to create growth in his business. This can create growth in your business. So build a personal brand. Who wants more followers? Who wants not only followers, but people who pay attention to what you're doing? Maybe it's on Instagram or Facebook. We're always looking to find more followers. Anybody reaching out to people they don't know? Pick 5 people. Rose is doing this. You pick like 5 people a week and just pay attention to what they're doing. Like a few things. Start to build that relationship. Okay? But build a list. Here's something a lot of people don't realize. This is because we're so reliant on this thing right here. We're reliant on what I'm talking on. We're so reliant on everything. What if you didn't lose your phone, but the phone system crashed? I know if you guys, I have an iPhone, so I got a lot of stuff backed up. I'm not sure about those other phones my mother-in-law has, Miss Luann, that she swears by. I don't know what the backup system of that. iPhone's pretty easy. But what if you lost your phone? What if you forgot your password? What if your phone got hacked and someone took over all your information and erased it? What if a social media, all your friends, these are all the people you know, all the people your contacts. What if you built a platform on social media and that social media network, for whatever reason, got closed down or closed? Right? What if your computer crashed and you lost everything? We had a computer, literally the disk on the inside fractured at a high speed, and we lost almost everything and spent hundreds of dollars sending it in to try to get something pulled out from it. They were able to get some things, but not everything. What if you lost that stuff? How would you find these people again? How would you reach out to people that you've been in contact with to show the business to? Where are you getting those contacts back from? But it's simple, guys. Write it down. Keep an emergency backup somewhere. Here's a little notepad, little tiny. Like I think Rose gets them like 99 cents for like 3. Simple. Write down. Just get their name, their number down, email, their WhatsApp. Their WhatsApp and their phone numbers are the same. So, but write it down and just continue to build that. Continue to build that. Don't forget, build that. That's the most important people, the latest people that saw the business or want to become a customer are the last ones in that book. Okay? So keep that moving. And you can continue to build it. There are, so it's really cool. There's some apps that are available that actually collect information for you. There's a lot of places that do it. And those are automated. The systems can capture the info, but they do cost some money. But it is out there. So it's something for you guys to look into. Okay? So just be aware of that. We've seen some things out there. It's called ABC, always be closing, which a lot of people have talked about as supervisors, or as leaders here. And here's the cool thing about that is you have to log your people into it, right? And then when you reach out to them, if you couldn't get a hold of them or you left a message or whatever, you actually can put down on there that left a message so you can keep good notes. And then when you want to reach out to them again. So say Miss Krumer saw me and is like, hey, Chris, you and she does it with an accent too. That accent and her voice is always just so pleasant. She's like, Chris, when can I get back to you? And I want to say, you know what, Ms. Krumer, why don't you reach back to me out in 2 months, in 2 weeks, in a day, in a week, whatever. And she can put that down on her app, that ABC, so she doesn't lose track of me. And then it reminds her at that period that I said I would be ready to talk about business or being a customer, so she can reach out to me. And she's back on the phone. Hey, Chris, I saw here that today's the day. Let's go sit down for coffee. Let's get you started. Let's get you as a customer. Let's get you insurance, whatever. So that's huge. So those apps are huge, guys. Look into them. Take a little time to read about them and ask some other people that do use some of that stuff, because there's some amazing stuff out there to help us with our business. So we want to keep that moving. So another big thing, and here's what's really crazy, because Mr. Thomas he's read this into us the way I feel. That more people are out there looking for something today than there was a year ago, 2 years. Okay? So we all know a recession's going on, but the big thing here is recruiting. All right? That's our backbone. Recruiting for customers or recruiting for business partners. So I've heard more leaders outside all over the place talk about this. But I heard this the other day and it was like, I get it. Now I get it. So you have a time frame that starts when the recession begins and when the recession ends. There's a time frame there, and it's called the golden window. You have a golden window. So we already know the recession started. So we're somewhere in between the beginning and the end. Focus. Your growth is now. People are joining network marketing businesses for 2 reasons, okay? Desperation, I need more money, I need help, I need something, and inspiration. Seeing you, this is what people don't get. They see you succeed, right? And when they see you succeed, they realize that they can succeed too. So here's what's crazy. Most people come into network marketing. We came in on desperation. I'm just going to be honest. They cut my pay so much, I almost couldn't afford to wear clothes. It was that bad. We came into desperation, but here's what happened. We stayed on point. We followed our leaders here locally and Mr. Thomas consistently. And you go from being in desperation to becoming an inspiration. People are inspired by what they see you do. Do not quit. You're inspiring somebody to do more in their life. We were all put here for a purpose. So you've got it right there. So stay where you're at if you just started with this, because you will go from desperation to inspiration. Look around. There's people who had more than you that are succeeding at this, and there's people who had less than you that are succeeding at this. You know what that means? You can succeed too. It's that simple. Another thing here is learn to launch. And I think we used to do this. We used to spend 2.5, 3 hours with people. And it was too much for some people. It really was. So we've learned to readjust that and cut time frames down. But you know what's crazy is this creates duplication. Because if you're spending 2-3 hours on a launch at one time, people are going to say, my family's not going to want to do this. So we've got to create that duplication. What's some simple assignments we can give people before we launch them? And remember, make a list of everybody you know, because we're going to teach you how to reach out to them. How about nowadays? Post it on social media. Say something like, hey guys, I've got something I'm really excited about and I'm launching it on Thursday. And that's it. Curiosity killed the cat. Do not talk about it. Do not answer questions. Okay? Because then we're going to sit down and we're going to invite like crazy. Okay? Get them a couple customers, invite, show the simplicity, and then duplicate that. And build on what you did with that person, that first person. All right? And then promote events. I cannot tell you how big that is. I cannot tell you and how many us when we went to our first international. This is a personal story. We sat there and all right, we'll go. You know, you're telling your upline, get off my back, I'll buy a ticket. And so we finally went, and it was like, especially after church on Sunday, after the church event on Sunday, we looked at each other like, we are where we're supposed to be. We are home. So promoting events, and I put this down here, is promote events, because after the sickness that shall not be named, we need to hammer out this attending events in person. And why? Is because people see the vision. People see how much bigger it is than the event at your house, at the event on Saturday at a hotel. They need to see how big this is, because what it does, it goes from here to here. And when that happens, watch out. Get out the way, because they're running somebody over. So guys, promote the events. It's like the thing we got, Mr. Thomas just talked about, is the thing we got coming up. It's in Dallas. It's from California. That's what, 2.5 hours away in flight? Tickets aren't too bad. Have your business pay for it. We've talked about that before. But hammer those personal events out. Psychologically, that sickness did things for people that is horrible. And people don't want to get out, but show them it's safe. We're in a family environment, and things are changing. Okay. But get started today, guys, with these with these 5 things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 things. Right? Build that personal brand. Now you guys know, reach out on social media and start building your brand, and it's going to create more followers that want to see what you're doing. Okay? And be honest with people. Don't just say, oh, ever since I started ACN, flowers show up my front door, and it's always sunny here, even when it rains in the rest of the time. There are issues that happen. People want you to be real with them. And that's Rose and I. We always real with people on what's going on in our lives. And it helps our recruiting. Okay? Keep your launching simple, and then start hammering out those events. Start promoting those things with some stuff's coming up. They got an event here in Sac, up in the Sac area, Modesto or Merced, I think. here this Saturday. You guys have stuff in your area. Get on social media, pay attention, follow some groups, follow people. You will find out where this stuff is. But start building this. Now, here's the crazy thing about 2024. As it just began, but as fast as it just began, it'll be ending. And it'll be ending before we know it. But guys, straight up, and I'm want to say your golden window, our golden window is now. It's now. We got more people going out, and I'll just tell you right here, JC, Mr. Waller, he's usually on the calls. He had a funeral to go to, so prayers for him and the loss of a friend or family member, whatever it was. But they're going out. I've been going out. I've been talking. People are tired of paying high prices. They're tired of not having extra. Your golden window is now. The question is, what are you going to do with it? You've just been handed a gift. Every single one of us on here has been handed a gift, that golden window. Even if it's desperation, let's show people how they can become an inspiration and start changing other people's lives besides themselves.